Welcome to PTV, Port Adelaide fans, and I've got a couple of special guests here at the club today. We'll get to our very special guest shortly, but we've got one, Warren Gary Tredrea, joining us. Gazza, what's going on?
What's going on? No, I just got a friend visiting from America. He's a Power supporter, and we met many moons ago now, it seems like, 2004. At the end of the premiership, I went over with a mate before I got married and visited some sporting clubs, and it just so happens that one of those clubs was the Los Angeles Lakers. So they're now returning the favour. Jim and his lovely wife Judy have come out from America, visiting Rach and I and the kids. They're crashing our house, and we're having feeds and showing them the South Australian sites, and I guess at the end of it, he's a mad port man. So he followed us many moons ago, but I'll let him, I suppose, tell his story and how it first started, because I think it was back in 2001.
Yeah. Well, Jim, how did it first start? How did you become a Port Adelaide supporter?
Well, my wife and I first saw Aussie rules football when we were in, of all places, New Zealand, and we saw it on television, and it captured our interest. And then when we came over here in 2001, we took a tour in Melbourne, and our guide was a Carlton supporter, and we got to talking about footy, and at the end of the day, he knew we were coming to Adelaide next, and it turned out that the NAB Cup was being played that weekend, and so my wife and I got to the hotel. We said, well, why not? And so we got in a taxi and came down and saw the game, and we went in, and it was mob scene, but we found seats, and next to us was a couple, and they looked over and said, you guys Yanks? And we said, yeah, we are. And so the guy got up and he said, well, let me explain to you the rules. So I said, okay, yeah, that'd be helpful. He said, there aren't any.
Exactly. And no padding.
No. And so from that point on, we've been really interested in the sport. And then, as Tredders mentioned, in 2004, I met Tredders and a close mate of his. And we became really good friends. And that's when I started following Port, was because Tredders was active playing at that time.
Talk about corruption, Norts. His homepage, so in short, Jim is the agent or the legal counsel for the Los Angeles Lakers. So in our terms, the head lawyer. So he works right-hand man to Dr. Jerry Buss, who owns the Lakers. So he's worked for him for about 40 years, does the Lakers stuff as well. So yes, he knows Kobe Bryant. He knew how bad Shaq was and how fat he used to come home from training and all these bits and pieces. So he's got some great stories, but he's a mad Port man. So he's followed it ever since. And as much as, you know, I'm an Arsenal supporter and I like the Lakers, I follow that. He follows our game as religiously as I do that. So his home screen on his computer at work is portadelaidefc.com.au. So he's now going to probably watch himself in a few hours' time. So we might as well rub it in a little further. And we've got a present for both yourself and Judy.
Oh.
We've got both the Port Adelaide Magpies, so the history of the footy club.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And the SNFL team.
Fantastic.
And the Power on the other side. And a cap.
Magnificent, so you can wear that back proudly to
sun, you can't get burnt.
LA Lakers games.
I think it might be a little larger.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it has this clever device in the back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just what we've got, you've had a quick tour of the facilities here today here at Alberton. How do they compare? Were you impressed by the facilities, and how do they compare to, say, the LA Lakers?
It's amazing how similar things are. I mean, you know, with the viewing room downstairs, with the offices upstairs, and the playing facility downstairs, and the coaches and everybody all together upstairs. It's interesting how and the war room that you have with the draft and all that.
Yeah.
And just talking to some of your people about how you manage various aspects of your game is similar to things that we do.
And I understand you've got a amazing piece of jewellery that you might be able to share with us as well.
Yeah, this is the 2010 championship ring. It shows 2 trophies here, meaning that it was a back-to-back year because we won in 09 and in 10. And these rings tell a story. It has signatures of the players over here, has my name on it. It has 16 diamonds representing the 16 championships that the franchise has won.
Fantastic, amazing. And I understand it's got a piece of the ball
on the
embedded
inside.
on the inside.
I don't know if you can see that, but on the inside of the ring, there's a piece of the championship ball that was used in the 7th game against Boston, the one that we won, which in my mind now is the greatest game I've seen.
And as all us Aussies love to know what they're worth, one of those went for 25 grand.
And
auction, and he's got 10 of them.
Well, that could almost buy a house.
It's getting a bit greedy. You could buy a beautiful property out the back of Alberton for that, probably.
Absolutely, you could. Well, Jim, mate, fantastic to have you and your beautiful wife here at the club today. And thanks, Tredrea, for bringing you down. And look, all the best for the remainder of the season. And we're on the verge of getting into our season shortly, so we're looking forward to a much more successful year this year as well.
Well, we're looking for Go Power.
Exactly, Go Power.
Yeah.